love women. Am I right?
Can't live with them. You can't kill them without getting caught.
Less than 5 months till my wedding. We're excited about that. Really excited that we decided in our inebriated state to shoot episode 6 of Classless Bastards while we were on vacation. Our friend Josh Green, the man behind Altered Apparel, the man who normally clothes us. We're here for his wedding. He's married his new wife, Elisa. Very, very fun time. A lot more fun, a lot more put together and oriented than I would expect from a Vegas wedding chapel, you know?
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought the bride and groom and all of their wedding party was dressed really well. I thought the venue was pretty nice. And I had a really good time. And especially, honestly, since we've been out here, pretty much everywhere we've gone for food has been really tasty. It's double the price of anywhere else that I've ever been in my whole life.
I agree.
Tastes so good.
Yeah, I haven't been let down by anything yet. And just to fill in the fourth wall, to those of you keeping score at home, we are shooting in room. What room is this at the Luxor?
This is room of the Luxor.
So he's on the 17th floor at the Luxor Hotel in beautiful downtown Las Vegas.
Would it mess up the shot to open this?
Yes, it would. It would in fact mess up the shot as someone who's done this.
But it's not bright out.
That's irrelevant.
Is it the glare of the window?
Yeah. Among other things, I don't know. I don't have the time to call Frankie. Last time I talked to Frankie, he said that he didn't have a tire. It was just without a tire. But what you guys will see right now on camera, barring some fuckery, we are shooting at the 17th floor of the Luxor, and our live studio audience is our women. Nick's wife Heather and my fiance Taylor, doing everything in their power to hold it together and not laugh because, well, we've been drinking a lot. Not a lot, but we've been drinking consistently. Mainly.
Well, not enough.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, I was so good about it. On Friday, so we left on a Sunday. On a Friday, I ended up going to an emergent care, which is it's like urgent care, but with elements of an emergency room.
Oh, I was thinking like urgent care that was up and coming, like it was.
It's emerging care.
Emerging urgent care.
So no, it wasn't any of that. It's kind of a hybrid between an ER and like Hudson Headwaters.
Okay.
And what's great about it is if you over the age, you don't have insurance anymore, right?
No.
Me neither. No insurance.
Unless you have to by law. In which
right.
case
And yes, and we are saying all of this from sound mind and of sound body. We are doing anything we can to not be on anyone's list of people who kill themselves. But
I would never kill myself.
We were going somewhere with that.
For the record.
We were going somewhere with this this train of thought.
Where were we going?
We were going somewhere.
Well, you went to emergent care, so what did you go to emergent care?
Thank you. I went to emergent care. Yeah, hybrid of like an urgent care and a full blown ER. Because I've been having some pain in a place, and thank Christ that my fiance Taylor understands medical lingo and at least is descriptive enough to get me through, like that receptionist desk where they're like, they screen you and try and figure out who you are as a person.
Oh, I don't do anything there. I only go to the doctor with Heather so that she can fill that stuff out. Well, that's not the only reason I bring her, but that's the main reason.
Is it also the moral support?
Yeah, that's a big part of it too.
Dude, yeah. So what I will get to is how some moral support would have been nice, because your boy was throwing a curveball. Got hit with that changeup last minute, dog. My Theophonism for the day.
Okay.
So I get hit with this changeup at the mound, dog, and I think I'm just gonna get like X-rayed, MRI'd, CT'd, some modality that doesn't involve the forced intimacy of an ultrasound.
I mean, some people are into forced intimacy.
Yes, and that is actually a thing. It's called CNC, consensual non-consent. Is it a category in Pornhub? I don't know.
Probably.
Have I spoken to at least one woman in my life who is, quote unquote, really into that? Yes, one person ever has told me that. Enough for me to think, because Rule 34 is the thing.
Now, my question would be, how many men has she accused of rape?
I don't think that's relevant to...
That's very relevant.
I think that would...
If it's a role play for non-consensual sex, all they have to do is say, it wasn't role play. He actually did it. Because
I think it creates a lot more... I feel like it would create a lot more precautionary measures on either person's behalf. Perhaps.
I would hope so, because otherwise,
like some kind of,
as a man especially,
well, some kind of an agreement,
taken advantage of,
some kind of an agreement, like something that was established, like in some accepted way.
Unless you have it in writing, there's nothing proving it.
Or unless you do a video, I guess. Right before, if you guys are making tapes, I don't know. I've only made one sex tape ever, and the whole time, an unnamed partner and I had the idea at like 3 a.m. I'm like, I'm gonna make my first sex tape.
It's probably the best.
And it's gonna be like that POV, just I was being ridden in the reverse cowgirl position.
Do you think that was your best angle?
I think for me, that was my best angle.
Do you think it was better than like a camera on a tripod in the corner of the room, or maybe
three
cameras on tripods?
Here's my thing:
corners of the room.
If we had enough cameras, and I had enough time to like really try and edit a video, absolutely. Because could you imagine like cuts that are perfectly timed with like just? Could you imagine like every 4 like a time signature? New picture.
Like,
new angle.
Stay alive.
New angle.
Stay alive.
New angle. But none of that happened. And what instead happened was that I turned the flash on accident on my phone and realized that flash is bright in a dark room. And from there...
It'll probably make your hoo-ha or your wee-wee look smaller.
And no, I was... Well, I mean, I guess in a way, you couldn't really see much dick on camera.
Was it the camera, though?
So what actually happened, you couldn't see much dick on camera. You couldn't see so much of that butt.
And the surprising thing was the dick was filling up the frame, filling up the whole frame of the shot.
So you couldn't see the dick on camera.
But you just couldn't see much dick on camera.
You couldn't even see, seeing that bucket thrown around. All you could see...
Seeing that bucket? That dump truck?
Yeah. Dude, couldn't even, pick up the fork for that cake delivery. You're literally just... After watching the playback, you recorded 3 seconds, camera flash on your fucking gut. Just your fucking tummy. Nothing of any sexual peak at all there.
That sounds fantastic.
So I tell that story, so I can tell this story. Yeah, so I went to emergent care because I've had pain in my right testicle, and obviously this is something you can empathize with. So the prognosis was in fact epididymitis, kind of a swelling of the epididymis, basically the major line between testicles and rest of the reproductive system. And well, for some reason in the science medical community, mine is swollen and I need antibiotics, and I of course plan to go to this place at probably the wrongest possible time in terms of trying to enjoy a Vegas trip. But I justify it by saying, well, if I waited another week, who knows how large my fucking balls would have been. And that's really upsetting because something like that, anything with balls, anything and with the sex organs, I kind of cringe at the thought, oh my god, something's going near me. I cringed and eventually cried because I had this 28 or 30-year-old radiology tech ultrasounding my balls.
Super hot.
Not super hot, dude. Soft 6.
supple lips.
So no, the only thing supple about
Just
her.
waiting to lick the jelly.
The only
off
thing
your
supple
body. She
about
just
her.
rubbed on.
The only thing supple about her was the amount of Vaseline she thought was necessary.
Dude, you need a lot.
Dude, I don't care.
Especially for what she was.
I don't care what a lot is. I want less. So this is all going on,
Minus a little
and
bit.
she stops after the right ball and says, "Are you okay?" I'm like, holding it back, like
She's rubbing more jelly on it, and she says, "Is this good for you?"
she's like this. She asked me if this felt as good for me as it did for her. It was really weird.
But you said this feels way better for me.
So
than
no,
it does
so
for
I told her, I said, listen, it's nothing personal. I'm not trying to be a bitch,
you."
quote unquote. Yes.
Good joke.
No, thank you. I've been bogarting it. So I said, not only does it just feel weird because like I just felt vulnerable. Like I would be hard pressed to find many other positions in a medical visit that would leave you as vulnerable.
Well, the thing that I thought about with it was, I'm like, think about how many like 80-year-old men whose testicles that they have to do MRIs of. They were probably ecstatic to have you.
Yeah, they're like, wow.
I felt the
This
same, and
27-year-old.
especially once they saw how big they were like, damn.
The swelling is not very apparent. It looks like I didn't come in 4 days.
I had
I wonder
epidermis.
why. Because ever since being on these antibiotics, I can't ejaculate. I'm here with
I think I could.
I'm here with my fiance, which means Daddy can't fuck.
Wait, they tell you you're not allowed to
Yeah,
because of the antibiotics?
it will basically like
Strain
word?
everything going on.
yeah. You want
Because
this
of how everything
possible.
like constricts.
Dude, they encourage an ice pack for 10 to 15 minutes a day, or
That's not bad.
after any extensive usage. No lifting over 40 pounds. Which that part.
Perfect time to go on vacation.
Perfect time to go on vacation, especially if you pack a bag that's only like 20 pounds in Southwest. Does this thing where it's like, 50 pounds? Oh, whatever. Let's fucking throw a kid in there. That'll work. No.
You throw a couple depending on how young they were.
Yeah. I mean, best way to avoid the traffic when trafficking, you know?
Traffic can. Traffic can is traffic can.
Not to be confused with Tropicana, the orange juice brand. But,
Or
yes,
Tropicana, the hotel that's being destroyed here in
destroyed to
Vegas.
be the new Oakland Athletics. Their home field.
Baseball stadium.
Yeah. It is very interesting how a couple of... So, I believe it started with the Oakland Raiders moving to Las Vegas from the Vegas Raiders, obviously. Pretty soon after that, or within the same year, the NHL allows Vegas to create a team. And thus spawned the Vegas Golden Knights. Their first year, they made it to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Tons
They're
of people here in
currently-
this hotel have been watching their games.
Yeah, they're currently in the Stanley Cup Finals right now against who? Do not remember. But
No, but they're up 2-0, I believe.
I wish them the best. I always have had admiration for new teams, especially like when you're trying to put together not only an entire roster in 1 year, but you're also trying to put together the right coaching staff based on who you have. Like for them, they've probably been in the league for 4 years tops. Like I bet they were just a very pre-COVID addition to the NHL. So for them to can we have the plastic little?
They've essentially absorbed all of Oakland's sports teams.
Here's
The
the
Oakland
thing.
Raiders, the Oakland A's, and the hockey team.
There wasn't an Oakland team. I'm more than certain there wasn't an Oakland-based NHL team.
Well, is there now any sports teams out of Oakland?
No, but at the same time, California is pretty saturated with sports teams. I'm pretty
And
sure.
wildfires.
Yes, wildfires and taxes and and like 37 Fast and the Furious movies at any time
High gas prices.
being shoved at them while they're filling up their car with the highest gas prices in the contiguous 48 states.
Well, while they're putting race fuel in their Subaru BRZ.
Yeah, because the WRX was just a little too much for their mom's credit card. So I say all of this to say that I was put on antibiotics to deal with my deal with my testicles, which is very unfortunate because Bactrim, the antibiotic called Bactrim, has a very few very important footnotes that make vacationing the biggest roll of the dice you do in any given day on vacation, and that's because Bactrim has 4 specific rules. Drink a fuck ton of water. Don't bang. Avoid direct sunlight. Avoid drinking. And we went to fucking Las Vegas.
It's not helpful. I think
the easiest part to avoid was getting laid, and that hurts to say.
I think most of that,
Mostly
besides
my
the sex,
balls.
besides the sex, I think all of that stuff is with most antibiotics.
Yes.
The water,
yes.
the less sunlight, and the drinking.
This very well could be true. You know me, no insurance gang. I go to doctors when it's the alternative is lying in my own shit or my own puke. Anything below that, I would suck.
And sometimes you take the alternative.
Sometimes you take the alternative of just lying there in your own puke at your best friend's guest bedroom, and you learn that if you
in your high school friend's camper,
or in your high school friend's
at his graduation party,
or somewhere in the woods of the Adirondacks,
that's the best place to do it. Because hopefully it rains and it just
worst place
away
I've
all
ever
your
puked
sadness.
was that gazebo in the Village Fort Anne on your way to Clay Hill Road.
Oh, you puked out of there?
Hard.
Okay.
I took one hit off of a blunt. And the next thing you know,
I'd say the worst place that I puked was right next to the front door of Denny's. On New Year's Eve. Literally, we were in there. I wasn't feeling very good. I sat on the toilet. I fell asleep.
So the puke is
I've
what
always
made you
done
feel
it.
alive.
And then I come out. And people are like, hey, we're done. We're getting ready to go. So I come out and then I walk out the front door, turn right to the right, and I puke in the rocks and the bushes there. This is New Year's Eve at 17 years old.
Were you drunk?
I would think so. Yeah.
What was
No, that was okay. So I went to Kyle. Won't say the last name. It's house.
Went to Kyle's.
Yeah, in the greater Glens Falls, Queensbury area, and there were Everclear Jello shots, and I brought a bottle with me. I brought a 750 or a liter, and I drank a lot of it, and some other people had some of it. The bottle was gone. I was drinking Everclear Jello shots, and then we left for Denny's when we left there, and then that's about how that went.
Did you order anything at Denny's? Trying to
I got an order of bacon strips. Nothing ever really changes, does it?
A little bit of bread would have probably did you well. You
I
should've
just
got a
it's
$4
just so
fried
much.
cheese
It's just so much.
Bread is a lot, but a $4 fried cheese melt.
That would have been way too much.
Even if you had
Like
half
grilled
of it.
cheese with mozzarella sticks.
Had half of it. Hope some of the bread soaks up some of your.
I probably could have
dumb
a quarter
decisions.
of it.
Then take the rest to go when you feel better.
Obviously, I wouldn't have made it home with it. It would have either sat there on the table or I would have dropped it outside while I was throwing up.
There's very few members.
Or I would have thrown up on the food and then had to leave it there in the bushes for somebody else to pick up. And I'm a better person than that, okay?
Yeah, technically.
Yeah, technically, if there were numbers to it.
If you had to
just
quantify what being a good person is.
I'd have a 67 and a 65 as a passing grade. And that's all that matters.
You wouldn't get to walk with the rest of the graduates, but they'd mail you your diploma.
And honestly, we know you can't afford the gown. We've seen your grades.
Yeah. We're good. It's yeah. We only know you based on your transcripts and your brief appearances in class.
Your detention history.
But we have a feeling your dad's in prison.
Close.
Dead.
Well, he was alive then.
Yes. That was a thing.
Somehow not in prison.
Somehow not in prison. But I will say, from all the things we've said about all the times I've shat on your dad, only meeting him once when I was 10, and just you telling me stories of the yesterdays. He didn't teach you right and wrong.
He was a pretty cool guy.
He didn't give you the greatest direction, nor have the most in tune moral compass.
No, definitely not. But luckily I didn't see him after I was 12.
He didn't go out of his way to make contact with you after a while. But he did introduce you to Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah, he definitely did that.
It's a solid movie. Since the first episode, I think that's the first thing I let in with was, I've never seen.
And you still probably haven't seen it.
No, I have since seen it. I'm fairly impressed. Young Burt Reynolds is a savage. I think Burt Reynolds, God rest his soul, just always did a really good job of playing just the coolest, like, Western or Southerner. Especially if it's out of place with the rest of everything.
I was going to say definitely Southerner.
Some of his things he's more of like a Westerner. But like Southwesterner. Like,
well, he's from let's see, they were in Georgia, right? They were in Georgia and they had to go to Texarkana, Texas, and then back to Georgia.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was originally from Georgia, like in the storyline.
I don't remember. I know he was eastbound and down.
He didn't have 18 wheels rolling, but he did what they said couldn't be done.
He had a long way to go.
And a short time to get there.
So you better watch that fucking Bandit run. So yeah. I felt like that was a jumping off point from something. I suppose it would only be fair to talk about our Vegas trip thus far. With this being the last night that my fiance and I will be here, and your second to last, third to last. Because you got a couple days left.
We're leaving Saturday morning.
Yeah, so
it's currently Wednesday night.
So
we have Thursday night, Friday night.
Saturday. Oh,
yeah.
Oh
so we have 2 more nights after this.
I don't know what else there is to see. I mean, there's a USSR motorcycle shop.
There's
a.
We were thinking about going and taking there's a roller coaster over here that's like up on top of.
Describe what we're here for.
It's like I think it's just a roller coaster up on top of New York, and then you can basically probably see the whole strip from up top of there. And there's basically a barrel roll on it that simulates a barrel roll of like an F-16 or something like that, or maybe an F-22. It's not the same speed. It maxes out at like 67 miles an hour, so it's not like you're at the speed of sound or anything. But
being in this roller coaster at top speed, 67 miles an hour. Let's say the machine malfunctions. What do you think would be the first building you hit in your accelerated decline?
Well, it could be any. I mean, you could be traveling one way or the other, so there's no way to know. Because it goes out one way and it comes back the other. So
if you had to bust out the MGM Sportsbook app, available on Google Play and Apple, MGM Sports, MGM Resort, great app. You can get rewards points, comp points. I came here with a pretty strict gambling budget and have managed to raise $1.50 in comps that I'm not going to be able to use because I'm leaving first thing in the morning. But be sure to use the code DGEN, that is D-GEN, for your chance to win 69,690,069 free rewards points to be used on anything, including the Renaissance Fair. I believe their version of Medieval Times is...
Is any of this real?
No, none of this is real.
It's like, I haven't seen anything about this.
What was your first name? The 69 payout?
No, honestly, I was like, that could be real. That could be real. depending on who's putting it on. But then you're like the medieval Renaissance. I was like, I don't see that.
Well,
that was where
there is actually on the app there is a rewards thing that Josh Green, the friend we were going to see get married, that put up that he had, I think, either purchased or saw in his like shop to redeem those points or whatever, was for like 50% off whatever their version of Medieval Times is. I think it's called Duel of the Kings.
Something like that. Yeah, I saw
Something that
that
sounds
coupon.
like Game of Thrones, but with like 100% less tits.
I still have the public house coupon too, and I'll probably try to get. I don't know if I'll get like credits at restaurants or whatever.
Get one $17 cocktail. Dude, get a free slam dunk just for being here in Vegas for a week.
Well, yeah, and for playing the MGM app, but also that roller coaster. What I was talking about, I can get 50% off 2 tickets, and the tickets are. I looked online. Apparently, they're only like $14 a piece. So, $14 for both of us to ride that, even if it's a short ride. It should be a pretty crazy view on there.
Fair enough. I wanted to go on one of the helicopter tours, but apparently the cost of even being seen near a helicopter has risen fucking drastically since the last time I ever wanted to get like a helicopter ride.
Either an arm or a leg.
Sometimes both. I wish they'd take my right testicle. But
At this point, you might be better off if they did.
Because they can't, because they're like, oh,
then you wouldn't have to take the antibiotics.
Because oh, hey, you're getting married, and no, maybe you want to have kids, and oh, it's Tuesday in Las Vegas. This is weird, or like whatever.
This is weird. Why do you want me to cut your nut off?
Yeah. Like, why are you biting your rag, sir? We just met 10 seconds ago.
Yeah. Why are you handing me a scalpel and biting on a rag?
Yeah.
Handing me this note to give to your family in case you don't make it. You realize I'm a dentist, right?
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our live studio audience. Give it up for our live studio audience.
Woo! Yeah.
Really just...
It's all for you.
Yeah, it's all for you guys.
Won't forget about you.
I can't have sex for 6 more days. And I felt like half
You could ever, like, finger your butthole.
Dude, trust me. I've thought of everything. All the things I'm comfortable with, which is really just like... just a good hand job. Because you don't like hand jobs.
You're right, but you can't ejaculate. That's the problem, right?
You can eat.
So
I can't
you just
ejaculate.
get right to the point?
Well, no. Well, let me.
okay.
Well, let
Stop,
me ask.
stop.
Okay, let me ask you a scientific question. In what feasible universe would the cure to epididymitis be? Self-inflicted blue balls.
That's not the cure. It's just a product. It's just
What?
it's just a product of the antibiotic you're taking.
Is unintentional blue balls, unwarranted, unwanted.
You won't get blue balls. I think that's not even a real thing.
lowly sought after blue balls.
I think that's just things guys say to take advantage of women.
I think it's a metaphor, way more than it is like actual, like
A metaphor?
not actual,
Like not cutting
not
your hair,
actual,
or
vegan.
holding a cigarette in your mouth and never lighting it.
Oh yeah, by the way, guys, you can at the very end of this podcast, you can see me literally spending the last fucking penny of my gambling budget for the week, which was way less than I would have wanted to. I'm glad I brought this little, because Lord knows that I would have ditched everybody, and probably either become a denizen of the city.
You'd be gambling right now.
I would be gambling right now, but I'm not, and that's called personal growth. So why don't you do me a favor and look that up sometime?
Is it personal growth?
I don't know.
Is
Probably.
that the reason?
It could be one. It could be
personal
one of the reasons. It could be none of the reasons. That's what makes Vegas.
But it is 2 words put next to each other, and that means something.
It means at the very least that there's 2 words put together. But what's great about Vegas, all in all, and I'm sure you can agree with me on this, compared to any other place in the world I've ever been. Granted, I've only been to 2 countries, so to say the world's a little pretentious, but of everywhere I've been, is it not crazy to think that There is no comparable atmosphere in the United States to Las Vegas. Like,
there's nowhere else where you can basically go anywhere at any time, and essentially everything is open, besides like little clothes stores and little things like that.
maybe a breakfast only joint.
And even a lot of those are open 24/7. Dude, Denny's is 24/7. That hasn't been a thing in years.
Well, it hasn't been a thing in years.
Where we're at.
Right. It's upstate New York to those who want to know more about us, but we're not comfortable enough to give you our real places. Upstate New York.
Address in the description.
Address in the description below. But yeah, it is very hard to think of any other place where it's more out of the ordinary to see someone walking without a can, or without a bottle, or without a cocktail.
Yeah, literally a bottle of liquor, or a
sometimes even
or
a bottle
slushy,
of liquor.
or a 40-something ounce slushy that looks like a bong.
Vegas is incomparable for that reason, and that's something I will stick by. I had never been to Vegas leading up to this occasion. As I said, I kind of de facto invited myself to our friend Josh Green's wedding. Didn't want to include myself and the woman because...
But you were the only one that made a best man speech. You notice that we left and his best man didn't make a speech? He's like, I'm thinking of one, and it just never happened.
Yes. So one of the I guess you'd say in-house restaurants at the Luxor Hotel Casino. It's called Public House, right? Yeah, Public House.
Yep.
And there's probably I think healthy number 20 of us, 20 or 16 or something like that.
Yeah, probably 20.
Yeah, so 20 of us who are all here for our friends Josh and Elisa to celebrate the rest of their lives together. And this is a place that just could not logistically handle a party like that because they don't have square-shaped fucking tables. They have circular tables at every single part of the goddamn restaurant. So
I think the servers did well though.
The servers. I love the servers. I love the staff. It is really just something that is at the fault of whoever designed that, that. What would you call that? That dining set. I just think it was a logistical error. I think they were orienting it much more toward like sports fans and like groups of like bros or groups of like.
That's probably mostly what they get.
Yeah. So it's very weird to have a wedding party at Public House, I would surmise.
Right.
But it was still pretty cool though. Like, and out of nowhere, people start in Vegas. By the way, it's not as easy as one would think to get glass. Like, sometimes they'll hand you that like ABS, like hard plastic instead of a glass. Someone found glass at our table at dinner last night with a whole party of 20 of us, trying to call to attention for the best man to give a speech. Who was the best man? Was that Mike? Was that
Mike? Yeah.
Mike Winters? Yeah. Mike Winters, who I had not met before, but I hear things that he's a good guy. Apparently, for one or the other, either could not think of a speech, deferred to the point that it was an open invitation, and Josh, who had officiated Nick and his wife Heather's ceremony, and had to hear my best man speech from that, which was a fucking mess, asked me to give a speech because he says I give good speeches. So I actually had to do something that I wasn't.
Which there may have been some sarcasm in that as he said it.
Right. No, I was totally understanding where like the sarcasm rate was. So I did something that I should have done at your wedding. I should have stopped talking sooner. That's what I should have done at yours. I knew when.
Yeah, you had a good one halfway through, and then the second half could have used a little bit of work.
At Josh's or mine?
Yes.
Okay, so I guess in order to tell the full story of the Josh and Elisa, if I haven't said this exact story before, Nick's wedding, marrying into a family with a lot of very close to heart religious values. After the ceremony, which was performed by a Jew, by the way, there was a Jewish person officiating your ceremony.
Josh?
Josh is Jewish.
Oh, well, is he an ordained minister?
Yeah, but he's Jewish.
Jewish by race or by religion?
I think by race.
Okay, so you can be Jewish by race and whatever else by religion.
Yeah, but at the same time, you could be a Catholic in fucking Egypt, like.
Yeah, because
That
one
doesn't
has
make it-
nothing to do with
But
the other.
but that doesn't. But there are some places where that doesn't necessarily make it a plausible situation, even if it is statistically.
Oh, right, but that's why we have freedom of religion in America. So that you could be ethnically Jewish and
ordained
theologically
Anything
Muslim if you wanted to be, or vice versa, or what?
Either way. So our Jewish friend Josh Green, man behind Altered Apparel. If you need any custom shirts done for your rec league softball, for any ceremony of your choice, maybe your child's graduating high school, or maybe you're having like that 1 year divorce party when you fucking finally left Lisa, that fucking whore. Like anything like that, where you need custom shirts, decals, stickers. He's done coffee mugs, bar keys, outsides of wallets, through the technology known as sublimating. Sublimating equipment works way better and is way more effective than normal screen printing. And he has that technology readily available and can put it on your shirts, your business, your fucking divorce. Hit up our friend Josh Green at 518-361-3221. And it's 518-361-3221.
It's not 3221. It's 3621.
518
or 3261.
Okay, do the promo. Do the promo, please. Say
I
it.
don't know the number.
You just said you don't know.
I know, but I know it's not 3221. There's a
3613. It's probably 361-3621.
All right, ready?
Okay. No. Okay. Real quick. Normally, if we're doing a clap like that, that means that that is our on-camera dialogue to cut what we're gonna say, because it's either dumb, not good for the Mirth Films look as a whole, or even worse, just us being absolutely incorrect. This is our time in and our time out, which Nick was trying to do.
And Brett is now over-explaining.
And I'm now over-explaining. There's a really loud fucking bag being opened. Dude, I feel the... Have you ever just thought about strangling somebody behind you in a movie theater who, like, opens bags, but they open it so slow because they're trying to be considerate, not knowing that every single fucking sound that the bag makes.
Right, not knowing that opening
louder.
it quicker would actually be the better route.
Yeah. It's like a creaking door, dude. Like,
yeah, you're better off just doing one creak rather than...
Yeah. And that's exactly what your wife sounded like off camera.
You should hear when the camera's off. Well, I think this has been going better than we thought.
This is going quite swimmingly. But I feel like we're getting to the point where this is starting to, I don't want to say embarrassing for us.
Possibly the point of diminishing returns.
Point of diminishing returns. I think we should just tell our viewers what we've, like the excursions, the things we've done while we were in Vegas. And I'm going to let you start that off.
Well, I'm going to post every picture that I took on Facebook. I'd say the biggest and coolest things that we've done since we've been here would be today we went to the Hoover Dam, which I think might be one of the 7 wonders of the world. Don't quote me on that.
Probably the modern.
Well, no, there's 7 like established wonders of the world, like Niagara
Well,
Falls.
there's 7 wonders of the ancient world and then 7 wonders of the modern world.
Modern world is the one that I'm talking about.
I would imagine, but
That's
clarification.
But Machu Picchu is one of the 7 wonders, I think.
I don't play Pokemon Go, dude. I don't know what that.
It's from the Incan Empire.
I
think.
know. Machu
But
Picchu is a place.
so anyway, the best things that we've done since we've been here: Hoover Dam. I would say like some of the random shops that we went into, like the one where there's like the gondola boats that float through there, and there's like a river. It looks like Italy when you're going through there.
Yeah.
Couple of the hotels, like New York. I mean, I might be biased, but like going inside of there, like you have like the cobblestone road that you can walk down, and there's like scaffolding. It looks almost like apartment buildings as you're walking through. Really cool looking restaurants. Let's see. And I guess, I mean, the wedding obviously was a big highlight. That was the whole reason we came, and I enjoyed that. I love seeing two people who love each other join in holy matrimony. One of my big things.
I also love a good wedding.
Those are cool.
Was also an acceptable fucking way of saying that.
And yeah, I'd say that's it. That's it. Just people watching, man. It's
A lot of people watching.
There's all people from all walks of life.
In the words of my fiance, she has seen 2 full butts and 1 vagina. Just from the accumulation of passerbys who are showing either throwing that butt around in public,
Working that thing,
or having your vagina hang out in a public setting.
Yeah, that I saw the first night we were here.
I was taken aback by it because it wasn't even as if, because I'm not, like, I'm a pervert about a lot of things, but I would never be the person in a public setting if a woman's wearing a short dress, like, you know, like try and get that fucking angle, because I have way more respect.
Are you gonna lay on the ground? How are you gonna?
I'm gonna
I understand that you say you wouldn't be that person, but if you were that person, how would you do it?
If I were that person, if I were a sack of shit human being, if I were Nick Bull, I would fake a heart attack and fall right between the person's legs.
Sounds like something I'd do.
But I'd make sure I kept my sunglasses on.
I have way too much pride to fake a heart attack. My heart would never fail.
Your heart would never fail on you on purpose. It would have some meaning behind it.
It would never fail on accident. It would fail on purpose because I told
Yes,
it.
you're right. So yeah. So my fiance saw a collective two butts and 1 vagine. And
Any bobs?
a little bit of bobs. A little bit of bobs in there. Oh God. What time do you have to go to work at the fucking help center? By the way.
What, the suicide hotline center?
No, like I don't know, whatever.
Cut that out.
Okay.
But no, it was serious. I actually worked there.
Okay. Well, no. So what are you doing after this? I mean, dude, we've been talking about
Going to work over at the.
We've been talking about all this bobs and vagine. I feel like we need to work at some
I'm probably
kind
gonna
of
turn on my
outsourced
TV.
call desk in India.
I'm gonna turn on my TV to the menu option. I'm gonna hit number 2, which is
Dude,
the
hit number
the
8.
titty flicks.
No, number 8 is the adult films.
Is
Okay.
it? Maybe it is.
Okay, breaking the fourth wall, babe. Can you confirm that we spent part of last night
Can we get some boob tube up in here?
seeing the names of the different channels and pornos that they had available?
You guys looked through them? I didn't even go to the option.
I want a simple yes or no from the audience.
How much extra is being charged on your bill? That's what I want to know.
Dude, where do you think all my MGM rewards are going? Dude, there was like stepmom needs help in mine.
What do you think my $1.57 in cops are going to as soon as we get back to our room? 30 seconds of porno.
Every single porno that was available had a title that really made me think, wow, you almost got me. And I didn't, because like I can't ejaculate for 6 more days. Like, why would I torture myself like that? And more importantly, what do I do? Like, I went to school for film. What do I do with my fiance laying right next to me? Oh, did you notice how they did like this great Dutch angle at the end? How they used the rack focus to focus on the lady's rack, or like it's not gonna do anything for me. And it was $8 a fucking movie, and God forbid you don't fucking do your business. You know, like grease the wheel. You know, it's kind of pointless. It was pointless for me. It was pointless for me to buy pornography at the fucking Luxor Hotel. If I could be so bold as to say that.
I don't know why you'd ever pay for pornography. If you needed it, it's free on the entire internet.
Good to know.
If you're paying for porn, you have a problem.
Dude, some people have very specific fetishes.
Which is all also on the internet.
But
You want
what if, okay.
fat,
How many?
Midget. Oh,
How many times have you scored? No.
Wait, no, that's the appropriate term.
No,
Right?
motherfucker.
There's
We're
a
not
little
cutting that out.
If you want wide, little people, African American porn, then it's still free on the internet.
Do you know what it's called when two quadri amputees have sex?
Nugget porn?
Nugget porn, yes.
Well, if you're watching it, if it's recorded and you're watching it, then it would be nugget porn. Otherwise, it's just nugget sex.
Right. Yeah, then it's just
Nugget fucking.
some nugget fucking.
Get together in a nugget bucket, get it going later.
Anyway, guys,
Maybe
thank you for tuning into episode 6 of Classless Bastards. You can find us wherever our Lord and Savior Frank Cavone puts this podcast. Hopefully just YouTube. I don't think the rest of the world is ready for this one. As always, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for believing in us. And drink till they're pretty. Tune in right now, though, because I totally forgot. I asked somebody to take a video of me spending my last penny in Vegas. I currently have $0 right now. So I wanted someone to record me going to the one slot machine in Las Vegas that takes 1 cent bets, watching me blow my last penny in Vegas. Quite depressing. Very fun video to make. It was a fun ride getting up to there and having money and like hit and do my first 3 days. I was fucking just reeling it in. And then that just kind of...
And it went downhill.
It went downhill fast. So I thought, what better way to personify my Vegas experience than with a video taken by either you or my loving fiance eating all of the Chex Mix I wanted off camera. So watch that. I hope you enjoy it. And if I didn't say it in this following video, drink till they're pretty. Alright, hey guys, it's your captain speaking. One half of Classless Bastards. My buddy Josh got married, so we thought we'd come to Vegas. I set myself a hard gambling limit. I'm down to literally 1 cent before I have to bust out the credit card. I have 1 cent left in this machine that I won on 2 cents from a game prior. Let's see how it all turns out. That does not look good. Smoke them if you got them. Drink till they're pretty.